Well, one of the things I think is it was a civilization that used psychedelics. I think it was a civilization that emerged from shamanism.
People don't believe that ancient humans had any intellect at all. And they say, oh, they couldn't have built this.
Planet Earth is home to several amazing relics from bygone ages, structures that appear to defy the technological capabilities of their time due to being overly large, heavy, or intricate. As a result, some believe the ancient builders of the Egyptian pyramids, Nazca lines, and other structures were guided by an extraterrestrial instruction manual. Perhaps the people who built these sites weren't from our world. To be sure, it's entertaining to speculate on whether or not aliens have visited Earth. After all, we are on the verge of stretching our reach into space with destinations such as Mars in our sights. However, there is no evidence that aliens have ever visited this planet. Invoking a supernatural explanation for some of humanity's most gigantic achievements means ignoring the interesting ways in which prehistoric civilizations managed to build some of the world's largest and most perplexing structures. However, some people think outside the box, and some have even argued that these pyramids, particularly those in Giza, were built by alien beings. And believe it or not, Elon Musk, the highly famous tech billionaire, is among those who believe in the alien notion. The most famous of Egypt's pyramids rise from the desert just outside Cairo near Giza. The pyramids of Giza, which were built about 4,500 years ago, are massive tombs where ancient queens and pharaohs were buried. But how did the Egyptians construct these structures? The Great Pyramid is constructed of millions of carefully hewn stones, each weighing at least 2 tons. Even with today's cranes and other construction technology, constructing a pyramid the size of Pharaoh Khufu would be a tough task. The Great Pyramid and the Pyramid of KHUFU are the 2 largest pyramids known to have been erected in ancient Egypt, and they have become common symbols of ancient Egypt in the Western imagination over time. During the Hellenistic period, the Giza Pyramid complex drew worldwide attention. The Great Pyramid was named one of the world's 7 wonders, and it is the oldest of the ancient wonders that still stands today. Valley temples from Khufu's pyramid complex are currently buried beneath the town of Nazlet El Salman. Archaeologists have uncovered dire-based paving and Nummulitic limestone walls, although this site has yet to be investigated. The Valley Temple was linked to a causeway, the most of which was destroyed when the village was built. It led to Khufu's mortuary temple. The basalt pavement is the only trace of this temple. This mortuary temple was linked to the King's Pyramid, which was finished in 2560 BC. It features 3 smaller Queen's Pyramids as well as 3 boat pits. These boat trenches actually held a ship, and the 2 pits on the south side also held whole ships when excavated. The famed Khufu ship, which has been rebuilt and is again on exhibit in the Grand Egyptian Museum, was one of them. The complex of Khufu's pyramids includes a valley temple, a sphinx temple, a causeway, a mortuary temple, and the King's Pyramid. Several statues of Khufu were discovered inside the valley temple. Marriott uncovered numerous additional statues beneath the temple's floor in 1860. The pyramids of Khufu were finished in 2570 BC. It appears larger than the surrounding Khufu pyramid due to its higher elevation and steeper angle of inclination, but it is really smaller in volume. The apex of this pyramid still had a dramatic display of casing stones. Menkauri's pyramid includes a valley temple, a causeway, a funerary temple, and the King's Pyramid. There were many sculptures in Menkauri's valley temple in the past, and during the 5th dynasty, a smaller anti-temple was constructed upon the Valley Temple. The mortuary temple also housed numerous statues of Menkauri. This pyramid and its 3 minor pyramids were completed in 2510 BC. Menkauri's temple is the only one of the Giza Pyramid complex's 4 main monuments that has lost its original polish. The limestone casing is complete. The Great Sphinx of Giza dates from King Khufu's reign. It is a reclining sphinx statue made of limestone that faces west to east. It is located on the Giza Plateau on the west bank of the Nile, and its face depicts Pharaoh Khufu. The first Queen Khentkaus was also buried in Giza. Her tombs were designated as LG100 and G8400. It is in the central area near the Valley Temple of Menkaure. The complex of the Queen's pyramids also includes her pyramid, a boat pit, a valley temple, and a pyramid settlement. The majority of architectural theories about the Giza pyramids are based on the concept that they were erected by transporting massive stones from a quarry. They were allegedly pulled and lifted into place. However, several experts disagreed on the practicality of this procedure and recommended alternative methods for moving and stacking the stones. Some archaeologists believe that the architects of their time refined their techniques throughout time. They most likely chose a moderately level section of bedrock that served as a strong foundation. They set down the first level of stones after thorough assessment and built the pyramids in horizontal tiers, one above the other. Almost all of the Great Pyramid's interior stone appears to have been quarried just to the south of the building site. The smooth exterior of the pyramid was built using a fine quality of limestone obtained across the Nile. The outer blocks had to be meticulously cut before being delivered by river barge and dragged up ramps to the construction site. Only a few outside blocks remain at the Great Pyramid's base, as the majority were removed for building projects in Cairo between the 5th and 15th centuries. To maintain the pyramid's symmetry, all of its external casting stones were cut to be equal in height and width. Workers most likely marked all of the blocks to show the angle of the pyramid wall and then painstakingly cut the surface to fit these blocks together. The Giza pyramid's three sides were astronomically orientated north-south and east-west. According to specialists who support the Orion connection theory, the pyramid arrangement represents the Orion constellation. According to this fringe hypothesis, the three greatest pyramids of Giza and the constellation of Orion's belt are correlated, and this was done on purpose by the original builders of the Giza pyramid complex. In Egyptian mythology, the stars of Orion were frequently identified with Osiris, the god of rebirth and the afterlife. Ed Krupp of Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles and Tony Farrell of the University of Cape Town in South Africa, on the other hand, independently studied the assertions made by Robert Bauval, Graham Hancock, Anthony West, and other authors in support of the Orion connection theory. Their rigorous examination exposed flaws in this theory, primarily due to the less than ideal angle between the alignment of Orion's belt and north during the time period indicated by Hancock, Bauval, and other proponents of the Orion correlation theory. Elon Musk offered yet another incredible far-fetched theory about the construction of the Giza pyramids in 2020. He may be the wealthiest man on the planet, but some of his controversial ideas and actions have led some to believe that he is not the smartest. Tesla CEO and Twitter owner Elon Musk enraged Egyptians with a weird tweet allegation. Musk stated in a tweet that the Great Pyramids of Giza were clearly built by aliens. As expected, the tweet went viral and a slew of critics pounced on him. The outrageous allegation drew a lot of criticism from netizens who were perplexed by a man of science and technology spreading such ridiculous conspiracy ideas. The Egyptian Minister of International Cooperation was adamant about not allowing foreigners to take credit for the labor and blood of ancient Egyptians who built the huge temples. Rania al-Mashat retweeted Musk's message, which was retweeted about 84,000 times. She wrote, "I follow your work with a lot of admiration. I invite you and SpaceX to explore the writings about how the pyramids were built and also to check out the tombs of the pyramid builders. Mr. Musk, we are waiting for you." It wasn't obvious whether the tech billionaire was being serious or sarcastic. However, most archaeologists believe that the tombs of the pyramid's construction workers, uncovered in the 1990s, are conclusive proof that the majestic monuments were built by ancient Egyptian inhabitants rather than by advanced aliens who landed on Earth in their silvery saucers. Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass responded to Elon's tweet with a short video in Arabic that he shared on social media. He claimed in the video that Elon Musk's argument was a pure illusion. He further stated, "I found the tombs of the pyramid builders that tell everyone that the builders of the pyramids are Egyptians and they were not slaves." Elon Musk did, however, afterwards tweet a link to a BBC History webpage on the life of the pyramid builders. This BBC article provided a sensible summary for how it was done, he added. This helped to calm down the shocked Twitter users who recognized that, like many of his tweets, this one was just an odd musing by the eccentric billionaire. The labour of quarrying, hauling, setting and sculpting the enormous quantity of stones necessary to build the pyramids was done by many thousand expert ancient Egyptian workers, unskilled labourers and support workers. Many bakers, carpenters, water carriers and others with relevant talents participated to the endeavour. There is much speculation about the exact number of personnel required to complete such a big undertaking. During his visit to Giza in 450 BC, Greek historian Herodotus was told by Egyptian priests that the Great Pyramid had taken 400,000 men to erect in 3-month shifts of 100,000 men. However, evidence from the tomb reveals that a single pyramid took roughly 30 years to build, with a workforce of 10,000 labourers working in 3-month shifts. Mark Lehner and his crew discovered a village where the pyramid labourers used to dwell outside the massive stone wall that surrounded the Giza pyramid complex. The settlement is located southeast of the complexes of KHUFU and Menkaure. Archaeologists unearthed communal sleeping rooms, bakeries, breweries, kitchens, a hospital, and even a cemetery in this workers' community. This village dates from the 4th dynasty between 2520 and 2472 BC, after the time of Khufu and the completion of the Great Pyramid. The construction of this urban complex, according to Lehner and the area team, must have been extremely rapid. All of the construction most likely took place between the reigns of Khafre and Menkaure, the architects of the 2nd and 3rd pyramids. The team employed ceramic fragments, seal impressions, and stratigraphy to date the location. Based on their findings, the experts concluded that this was one of the world's earliest planned urban settlements, dating back to the time of 2 Giza pyramid builders, Khafre and Menkaure. The Great Pyramids of Giza are huge constructions that continue to perplex archaeologists and historians with their mysterious secrets and mind-boggling level of accuracy in their construction. These pyramids demonstrate not just that the ancient Egyptians were capable of sophisticated building. Comprehensive investigations of these pyramids have proven that the Egyptians of the Old Kingdom were far more intelligent. They possessed a tremendous pool of knowledge, as well as some astounding tools and incredible engineering expertise. Do you believe the pyramids were built by Egyptians or aliens? Tell us in the comments section.